that is Mark Kesley, and we go to, okay. All right, Mark Kesley. We see the social security number is good. And this is the date of birth is good. The name, last name is good. Manager good. No phone number. We need a phone number. There's no return that will go without a phone number. We need the email address is good. We also need to know whether they want the text message. So you have to put the text message like we said, and you can click there. Then they agree they want to receive a text through the system. So here we Alt-C. As you can see down here, it says Alt-C for choices, Alt-C. And here we have Boost. Assuming it's Boost, we double click on it. Preferred contact is English, not English, no, text, or maybe, yeah, let's say text. That's what they prefer. Then the language is English. Okay. And here, this is what we said is identity protection, protection PIN. This is from the IRS. They get a letter from the IRS. So, and they are from WA, okay. And we have, it's a married filing jointly return. That's why we have a 2. A married filing jointly. We have the social security number of the spouse, date of birth, and the name. Okay. Okay. Then the phone number. We are missing the phone number. Phone number. Don't get used to it. Don't get used to not putting in the phone number. So go ahead and put the phone number right there, and this other information also. Okay. So the address is good. Okay. The children. Okay. Children here. We have the children, but we are missing this information here. How long did they live with the taxpayer? So it's 12 months, the whole year. So if you put it in that, then they're going to get the EIC. If they qualify for the EIC, they are going to get the child tax credit. Okay. Right now they were getting only $50 as a refund. So you see, you're missing a lot. That's a lot of information you're missing. All right. So and also so that, okay, those are 3 kids. So you see, from $50, 6,050. So you missed a whole 6,000. Okay. So now we are, this child is going to daycare. Okay. And now that we are here, we are going to tackle that. They're going to daycare. Alt W, that's what we are told here, Alt W for the worksheet. Okay. And that's it. Oh, it's disabled. Sorry. I put in 13 years, that's 12 years. So that's 15 years. So, okay. For them to get daycare, they have to be at the age of until 13 years. You can't claim that for a child that is older than that. So there you go. So we add that. That's for okay. Once we add it, okay, we should have a form called 2441 child care credit. Okay. And here is where now you put in the daycare provider.
So you have to select an X on that section?
Yes, yes. After, yeah, you have to put an X there so that it will pull the 2441 for you.
Okay.
We are going to call them what? King King Childcare. That's their name. And here we should have what, the phone number, which is 410-236-6980. Then their address is 123 Main Street. That's in 98044, which is Tacoma, Washington. Tacoma, WA. Okay, and this is the ID, and this is where they are going to have an EIN number since this is a company. Let's say it's a LLC. Then the ID is 2581091. Then here, this is where now you say whether this is it a social? If it's a social, you put an S. If it's an EIN, you put an E. Okay. How much did they pay? Maybe they paid 4,000 to 4250. Okay. So okay, 41, not yet. It didn't calculate. Okay, so sorry. So once you put it there, you have to add it here on this line also, the same amount, 4250. And you see $600 was added. So once we go to our 1040. This is what we find. We find this is the amount of money they had for the W-2s. Although my W-2s look more than that, I guess. I'm not sure. Okay, all right. So, okay, so, and since this is a married filing jointly, you're getting a standard deduction of 27,700. Okay, and the taxable income now is 40,747. That's anybody knows why we got that? Can you put in the chat? Put in the chat, everybody. Put in the chat why we got we got 40 for the taxable income as 4747. Go ahead and do it. Okay. As you go ahead and do that, I'll continue explaining. Or do you want a minute? Okay. 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 Here Tony says it's income minus itemized deduction. Okay. Yeah, that's true. But it's not it's true, but it's standard deduction. It's not this is not itemized. This is the standard deduction for married filing jointly. But since they are together, I will allow that. I will allow that. That's good. Good job. Okay, so the tax now from the taxable income of 40,747 is 4,447. Okay. Okay, watch this. Watch this. Then they have a child tax credit because they have 3 kids. Child tax credit plus, that's a child tax credit of 3,000. There are three. They're supposed to get 2,000 each. They didn't. Okay, so they are getting a tax credit of 3,647. That is the child tax credit and the child care credit. Okay, then on form 20, line 20, box 20, schedule 3, line 8. Let's see what is there. Schedule 3, line 8. Enter 800. Where are we getting that from? They have this credit of 600. And retirement, in the retirement savings contribution credit, because they have they have savings for the retirement, since they withheld over 7,000 not for is one place they withheld, 7,000 actually. So they have a retirement savings contribution credit of $200. So that's $800. So that's the credit they are getting right here. So always when you see these numbers, go back to that line and read what is going on, so that if it's going to a schedule, go into the schedule to learn what is happening. Don't just accept numbers, just understand what is going on. Why do we have that? Or why do we have that information? Okay, so right. Yeah, almost a full class today. All right, so now we have that 800, which is a credit. They have that credit. So I was wrong when I said on 19 that is the child tax credit. Actually, the whole of it is child tax credit. And now the other the child care credit is here, 800 plus 600 plus 200 for the retirement savings. So line 21, what is it talking about? Add lines 19 and 20. 19 and 20. Okay, 19 and 20, what is on 19 is child tax credit. And what is here? These are all credits. So the credit is 4,447. So what is the total tax? Somebody write in the chat. What is the total tax? Okay. Write down what the tax is. How much is the tax? On the chart. Somebody. What is the total tax right here? Number 24. And why? Okay, so the total tax is 0. Okay. The tax here on line 16 was 4,447, but when you add up the credits, they equal the tax. Actually, the credits are more, so they are going to get some money back, actually, because the credits are more. And with the child tax credit, when the tax is less, then you get additional child tax credit, which is refundable. So whatever amount that is here will be refunded to them, and we'll see that. So the federal income tax withheld on the W-2 is 42.97. Okay. So definitely we would expect that they will be getting back the 4,297, because that's what the only thing they withheld. Okay. So, but let's see. There's an additional child tax credit of 2,353. Why 2,353? The reason is if you add this child tax credit that covered for the taxes, the 3,647, you add it to 28. You add it to line 28 or box 28, the 2,353, it will be equal to 6,000. Okay, so each child is getting $2,000 for child tax credit. So if you add this and that, that's 19 and 28. If you add them, they add up to $6,000. So some of the child tax credit was used for taxes, but since they had other credits, like now the child tax credit and the retirement savings of 200 and 600 plus 200, which is 800, then they are getting back the same amount, 2353 plus the 4297, which comes to 6650. Okay, is there any question?
Yes.
Okay. So now, if we go back to the W-2, I want to make sure that the W-2s were filled accordingly. And I see now this is the good behavior that you should learn, or the best thing when you are filling in these W-2s. Start with the taxpayer. Okay, start with the taxpayer information. I know there was a confusion because one for the spouse actually was on top, but that should not, since you can see the names, you should not give it to the taxpayer. If the W-2 is for the spouse, you cannot, and get it from me, you cannot give it or add it on the side of the spouse. You have to be very careful. You have to be careful. So every W-2 that you put in should belong to the taxpayer. Like now, in this case, this is not for the taxpayer. Okay, I know you changed the name, but this is for the spouse. Ambition. Ambition. Yeah, ambition is for the spouse. So how do we change this to the spouse? For the spouse, yeah, because we cannot afford to do that. We cannot do that. So ambition is an occurrence for the spouse. So we are going to remove it. Okay. Going to delete it. And yeah, this one was this is a whole mix-up. A whole mix-up of, you know, we can't do that. We can't do that because jealous, this is okay. If we decide that the spouse will be Jane or the lady, then we give it to the lady. Okay. If we decide that the taxpayer, I mean, rather the taxpayer is going to be the lady, then we give it to the lady, not to Mark. We cannot do that. We cannot mix them like that. So, because this one is supposed to be for Mark, not for Lucy. Okay. So we can't mix them. We cannot mix them like that. So the whole of this information, this is for the spouse. This is for the spouse. No, this is for the taxpayer, actually. Then LabWorks. LabWorks is for the taxpayer. So we can't do that, okay? So you have to be careful when you get a W-2 from a couple. You fill in the W-2s for the spouse first. Okay, let's go to ambition. We have removed ambition. Let's add. Add the ones for the taxpayer first, then you add for the spouse next. Okay, that's the right way to do it. And even if you mix them, make sure each one belongs to wherever. If it's for the spouse, it's for the spouse. You cannot, and again I repeat, you cannot